Hey there, welcome to another episode. I'm recording this in the middle of May and it is the season, right? It is just after Mother's Day. There are graduations stacking up and parties and end of the school year and end of the quarter prep for companies and businesses and spring events and all of those things. And that's really all I could think about this week. Is kind of just permeating all of my thought processes. And since my own daughter is graduating from college in just a couple of days, I am really, really living it. And so I guess the thing that I am reminding myself and have been reminding myself the last few days with Mother's Day and pre-graduation events and photos and all of those things is to really appreciate the moment, even though in some of them I feel like I'm hyperventilating when I think about all of the things that still are to be done and set up and bought and all of the things. My lists have lists, and I and on the other hand, or on the same hand even, the most important thing for me is to be present for all of it, right? We did a Mother's Day party for my mom. We did just a nice little brunch at one of my favorite places on the coast for me. And even though there are lists of lists of lists for all of the things, and of course, additionally for client work, I had so many deadlines that came up at the beginning of May. Final reports, final meetings, final budget presentations, and meeting facilitations. You know the drill, right? It's when it rains, it pours. And I have really been proud of myself for being able to stay positive and stay focused and present. And I think that is kind of the message today as we move into late spring and early summer, and things just feel like they are turning up a notch anyway, energetically, in the middle of or just finished a Scorpio full moon. So that was intense or is still intense, just all of the things. So I want to take the opportunity today to just chat with you about how to really stay present and dig in and lean in these moments so that we don't miss out. Because I feel like there's not a lot of things that are worse than like missing out. Thinking back on this fabulous time in your life and really wondering, like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember that part, or was I even present at that part, or all of the things that we do. And then the next thing that women do is we beat ourselves up, right? So then we start saying, oh, I should have, could have done all of this differently, and oh, I wish I had slowed down, I wish I had been more present. So that is really the gist of today's quickie little episode. No YouTube this episode either. Just keeping it basic. We're going to do the audio only. The crux of it for me, and I've learned a lot about this in the last 5 years, in the last 2 years intensely, and that is about making a choice and at the same time not having to have everything be black and white, or one or the other. It can be both, and right, so we can be both busy and feeling like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get everything done, and we can be, wow, this is an amazing time in my life, this is an amazing time in my daughter's life, it's an amazing time to be wrapping up projects and be present for each of them so that I don't have feelings of regret or just missing out. I typically don't feel regret, but the missing out part, like I could have been more present. I could have been in a state of mind that allowed me to not miss as much or not be focused on 10 different things at the same time when I really just wanted to be present. So how can we do that? We can be as organized as we can, whatever works for us. because we all have different ways of doing that. Some of us are list people, some of us are, video list people, some of us just don't even need that. And we can just kind of tackle it all in our minds and get her done. And then the other piece of it is less what word would I use to describe it? That is less linear and less, tangible and more esoteric and woo woo, if you will. And that is, resetting our minds and resetting our spirits to like the importance of the moment and the next moment and the next moment. And I would say that this is true of every day. It becomes more important, I think, or at least more front of mind when we are in a busy time, when we are in a celebratory time, a milestone time, a vacation, an event, or anything that is out of the ordinary for our day-to-day lives. So for me, it is constantly reminding my brain that it does not need to have every little thing thinking at the same time and figured out. And you don't have to be forecasting, things that are going to happen 2 weeks out and worrying about how they're going to turn out. The most important thing is to be present in the moment and lean in a little bit. Lean into your faith, lean into trust, lean into knowing that it will all be just perfect instead of the potential the potential scenarios of all the things that could go wrong. And my laugh because my brain is famous for doing that at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and along with that the jolt of adrenaline that comes with it that says, oh my gosh, you need to be doing this, and what if that happens, and you need to be ready for that. And you know thereby oftentimes leaving a return to sleep impossible. But anyway, I digress. So the focus is really on not missing out and being present as I am getting ready to run out and do some errands for, getting some last minute things that we need for the party and the stacking up of the dates of the things going on her campus in the next few days. Really, really enjoying it. Like, okay, so what feeling do I want to have during the event? What feeling do I want to create? What energy do I want to create for the family as we go and attend these events, and for the party guests and the family that come to the party, and really, really infusing, knowing that being the parent and being the person that's hostessing the party and all of those things, leading the events and all of those things, really that my energy matters. And if I show up stressed out and frazzled and freaking out because I forgot to buy black napkins to match the plates, or, whatever the thing is, that first of all, she's going to pick up on that, the guest of honor. Others are going to pick up on that. And I don't want that. Like, my goal is to make sure that we can all enjoy the moment. Not just me, not just her, not just particular people, but everyone. That we're setting the energy, we're setting the stage for people to just lean in and spend time together and celebrate and have fun, laugh, talk, share, and enjoy it. And be present for the beauty of the moment and be joyful in the moment. I've shared this in previous episodes that those are areas of focus for me, and it's not natural, sadly, unfortunately, and I'm hoping it's getting more natural with repetition. But I think as a society, as I've said before, we don't do good at that. We don't teach people how to do that. It's not like you don't learn how to be joyful and present and notice the beauty in any of your college classes or high school or job training programs, unless you're in some sort of um, mindfulness practice um, course or mindfulness living environment, which like I said, I really try to integrate that and bring that in. So I want to encourage you to do the same And it doesn't have to be something that feels overwhelming or like, oh my gosh, that seems so hard. It can really just be about when you feel yourself ramping up and your breathing starts to feel shallow and your mind starts racing or your heart starts racing or all of the above, to stop and take a deep breath. I'm the queen of asking people to take deep breaths and taking them on my own because it's a reset for your body. And your body knows that when you're taking a deep breath, that you're safe and that you can ground into your body. Start with that. And then reflect on am I feeling like that? Why am I getting ratcheted up? Because I'm really just running off to buy things that are for this event. I'm really just getting things ready for Mother's Day. I'm just getting ready for Father's Day. I'm just getting ready for vacation. And all of these things are fun and joyful. And we could make them complicated and overwhelming and burdensome. And I ask that you try not to do that. I ask that you try to do your best to lean into presence and and appreciation and beauty and all of those things. So if you would do that as you're starting to feel that, let me know how it feels. Let me know if it feels different. I know for me that especially when my mind is, doing the marathon um, craziness, especially in the middle of the night, that that sitting up, taking a deep breath, listening to some music that is vibrationally high and can help me reset. And if I'm just out running around, just stopping, like literally just when I pull up in my car, just sit in my car an extra couple of minutes and remember what I'm doing. Like, okay, you get to have this connection, you get to go to this event, you get to hostess this party, you get to all of these things instead of I have to make it perfect. I have to get all of the matching silverware and all of the matching plates and cups and all of those things. Yes, is that nice? And yes, do we want everything to be aesthetically pleasing? Yes. And the most important thing is that you are present. You are noticing the beauty. You are enjoying the connections with others. The guests or guests of honor are having a fabulous time, and people are enjoying being in the moment, being present, and soaking up the beauty with you. So I'm going to challenge you as we move into this period of lots of activity and holidays and celebrations and all of those things to do that, to remember that the priority is presence. The priority is soaking up the beauty. The priority is filling your heart and your body and your mind and your spirit with joy. Like smile. I want you to be thinking back on this, whatever this event is or whatever this interaction is that you're having, with a smile on your face, knowing that you were there and knowing that you were fully embodying all of these things. All right, well, that's it for this little shorty episode this week. And I hope you all are having a fabulous, fabulous day. And I look forward to hearing how this impacts you and seeing how you integrate these things into your life. All right, I'm sending you all so much love. Until next time.